is the FIA. It's also known as the creator of Formula One. In today's video, that is what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about the FIA, probably one of the most important factors in Formula One, and also probably one of the most controversial. So today, I'm going to do a deep dive into how it was formed. This is my video, how the FIA was created by me, Rover. So let's get into it. So back in the 18th century, actually, the FIA was a small group of people from from France. It consisted of around a dozen people or so, and it was a pretty small group back then. Now, these people weren't actually in charge of motorsport. In fact, back then they were only in charge of things in France, and the things they were in charge of was making sure people were on the road and were on the road safely, and the car regulations and all those things just in France. So back then they were a pretty small group and didn't have a huge role to play in motorsports, especially. However, that all changed when in the 19th century they decided to get a little interested in motorsports, and they decided to go into motorsports. And as you can see, of course, they went into more cars and rally racing and endurance championship motorsports, and they got involved by making the rules and the regulations to keep the cars safe and also the motorsport itself safe. It was a pretty interesting time, and it was also very interesting as it was their first time doing it, and they successfully did it, which also led them to create um, the championship we know to this day, Formula One, and also Formula E, which was very, very recently, of course. So, as you can see, they were not hugely important, but once they got into motorsports, then started becoming really important back then. So, as you can see right here, the picture that you see right here on your left is, of course, the FIA headquarters. Now, back then, of course, because they were situated and mainly based out of France, they had these were their headquarters in Paris or Concord, Paris. And as you can see, it was pretty old. It was formed in, of course, June 20th, 1904. So it's almost 120 years old to this day. So a very, very old company, and also a very, very old building, as you can tell. It's not only just headquartered in Paris. It used to be, however, because it got so popular and famous, and helped its importance increased. It obviously has now gone multiple locations. So now it can also be based in London, Geneva, and other places. Um, the FIA itself stands for Fédération Internationale d'Automobile. Sorry if I got that wrong, of course. That was my first attempt, and I can't really do well in French. Anyway, so there you have it. This was, of course, the FIA headquarters, and it was a huge role, as this is where they would mainly do meetings and headquarters and also plan and rule for motorsports. So this area was a hugely important area, especially in the FIA terms. Now, you might recognize these two people. As you can see, these two play a huge role in our sport in Formula One. And as you can see, we'll first start off on the left, who is currently the current FIA president, Mohammed bin Salem. He currently helped and run in charge of the FIA, and he is also in charge of keeping the sport safe with the regulations and also the motorsport. And then to the right, we have Stefano Domenicali, who is the current F1 CEO. He is also very important and plays a huge role. He, of course, helps only keep rules in just F1, because Mohammed bin Salem, on the other hand, runs Formula E and other kinds of sports too. So um, they both play huge roles. However, Mohammed bin Salem does it over multiple sports, and Domenicali only does it just in Formula One. So, but overall, these two have a huge, huge role in motorsports and in their particular sports for each one. Now you might recognize this guy, and his name is Michael Massey. For those people who don't know him, he is known for, of course, having his famous controversies, of course, back in 2021, where, um, with the Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton title fight, he made some questionable decisions to some fans, and of course, that led to a lot of arguments and speculation and debate, which obviously led him to get fired from his job. And as you can see, it did not go well. So he is also a very famous FIA person. Used to be the former sporting director. However, he's not there anymore. So, of course, I just added him into this video for a little extra informational purpose for those who don't know him. And yeah, there you have it. So that's mainly it for this video. And overall, those are my thoughts. The FIA, of course, is a small group that originally was meant for the motorists and people focusing on automobiles in France. However, it expanded to be a very important factor in today's motorsports. So, of course, thanks for watching my video, and please like and subscribe so that I can make more amazing content that comes in my way. It also helps me grow and gives me a lot of support. So I would highly appreciate if you do it. It would help me out a lot. So thanks for watching. Goodbye.